to the NBA report. And right now, I wanted to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and how, even though they are 22nd in offensive rating, I really think there's a lot to be intrigued by and even possibly optimistic about for this team. And I think that for a team which obviously the 22nd in rating basically comes from their injuries, the lack of Max Strus, what's his name? Max Strus, DeAndre Hunter was out, he's been out for a bit. Garland has been out since the start of the season. A lot of these players have just not played. These are key rotational players, and obviously they had Mitchell had an injury a couple of days back. So this is a team which has been hampered by injuries a lot actually in the past few weeks to start the season. But I think that what I've been really intrigued by this team is their development of their squad, and especially with their rotation, because as much as this is the for this core, this is the fifth or fourth season together, if I'm not mistaken. And I think right now their strengths and their weaknesses are pretty much solidified. We know Donovan Mitchell is a bucket. We know Garland is a really good point guard for this team. We know that Jared Allen is a really good above average center. We know that Evan Mobley can really wreck the game on both sides of the floor and has a very high ceiling. But what has really been lacking for a team over, especially in the postseason, is the lack of the ability to adapt. I think that for a team which cannot come into this season, also this postseason, with kind of like that um, naivety of, this is a team which is injury prone. This is a team which needs more help in the postseason. Donovan Mitchell cannot be the same guy, cannot come into the postseason and have to carry things. He's a superstar, so he's going to have the load, but he needs to have help. The squads which win are the ones which have the most help. And so what I've been really intrigued by this team is the fact that there's a really key focus on internal development. And I think that is on the coaching staff, but also on the players as well. And I wanted to key in on a few guys specifically. First of all, the biggest name so far that I've really seen take advantage of this is Jalen Tyson, who has been starting with this team for the past few games as a starting small forward. And what I've really enjoyed in him is just like, first of all, his defense. I think that for a squad which is if you want to be on this team, you already know who's the starting four. The four spots are already taken. And so what we are looking for you is being a 3 and D guard as a starting small forward on the Cavs. And Jalen Tyson has really shown a lot of flashes, and also he's been really consistently been a very good energy player and a good 3-point player so far this season. And I've really enjoyed seeing him. What is he averaging, by the way? He's been really good at oh shit, he's actually what? No, he's not. He's been really good at at just doing those little things that you're really happy to see for a second year player. And so I've really appreciated watching Jalen Tyson develop in that role. And I think that he's taking a lot of the advice from the coaching staff, from obviously him developing as an NBA player. His IQ is developing, his understanding how to be a role player. And I think that's really cool to see. For someone who didn't get that much burn last season. And another person who I really wanted to highlight was Craig Porter Jr. Even though he's only averaging 15 minutes a game, or even less, he's averaging 15 minutes a game. I've really enjoyed what I've seen from him in terms of how, when he's had the ball in his hands, with Alonzo and at times with Mitchell, I think that he doesn't seem out of place. I think that for a point guard who comes into the game or is playing alongside very ball dominant players, I think it can feel very like, what it can be very easy to get lost in the sauce and get lost in like, what is my role? How do I fit in? How do I do too much? How do I like not hinder the offense? I think that when he's given the opportunity to play, he's really shown an ability to not be sped up, but also to maintain his own pace. And I think that I've really enjoyed watching him play, and like he was playing with Lonzo, and I really enjoyed their partnership. he was on the court with Donovan Mitchell. I think even then it was like really cool to see how he's also developing as a his ability to play not only as someone who can come off the bench, but at times in the playoffs, if they need to go small or they need as many ball handlers as possible, I could very much see him coming and doing a shift in the playoffs. And he's shown really good. His pace is really good, as I said, and I've really enjoyed his ability to drive, being able to just being competent as well. I think that unfortunately Garland, you can't the saying, yes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, fool can't be fooled again. Shout out to J. Cole. Oh no, what's the guy's name? George Bush. Shout out to George Bush. So I think that having the ability to just like continue to developing Greg Porter Jr. as a ball handler, I think is very important because you know that you're going to need him at some point this season. So I've really enjoyed that. And another player I really loved is Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill is currently shooting 55% on what? On 8 attempts. And I don't think every time I don't think I've seen him miss. Genuinely, I don't think I've seen him miss a shot. And I've been really nice. It's been really nice to see Sam Merrill play at such a high level so early this season. And yeah, just him being a 3-point shooter and as an efficient one, I really appreciate that. And yeah, for a team already now, we imagine when Max Strus and DeAndre Hunter more come into the fold. This is a really good team, and I think that that last game, I can't remember who they played against, but Garland played in that last game, and I think that we saw, obviously Mitchell went off for 30 something, but you saw the impact of Darius Garland. And when this team has their whole squad together, I mean, obviously you can't count them out, but it's always going to be those small things, those margins that really mess this team up. And I think that we're seeing that, and I think that the focus for Kenny Atkinson and his staff to really focus on internal development is really good. And I think that it's going to bear a lot of fruit over the course of the season, but also in the postseason, because they really need to build their rotation. Honestly, you can't rely on you can't not expect injuries. Unfortunately, you cannot not expect injuries. So yeah, the Jalen Tyson, Sam Merrill, who else? Craig Porter Jr. and all those guys. You really need them to just have as many reps as possible before the playoffs begin, because it's going to be a dogfight at the end of the day, regardless of the East being weak. It's going to be a dogfight. And then shout out to Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball has he is. I think they said it on the broadcast as well, but he makes the game easier for other people. He's the point guard you want to play with. That's like that saying that I heard it on someone I think it was Richard Jefferson. But it's the point guard you want to play with, the one who makes everyone's job easier, the one who makes everyone's job just that 1% easier to do. So it's been really nice to see. Having someone like him on the court, having someone like him in your squad is just so valuable. It's really cool to see. I'm very happy that they have him. Shout out to him. I can't wait to see. Very interested to see what this team does this season. And before I end, I wanted to give a trade idea for the Cavs, because I think that this team is, as much as I appreciate the squad and I'm very happy to see, and I'm very high on a lot of their internal development, I think that if I was in the front office, I would really look at trading for someone like what's his name, Dylan Brooks. I think that they need someone of that ilk. This team is very this team is very nice. I think that they're a very nice team, but when it gets down to the playoffs, there's a bit of aggression, there's a bit of assertiveness, and there's a bit of like confidence that is missing from this team. I think that someone like Dylan Brooks could really help them. I think that he could be someone to just like, honestly, even like just like not disrupt, but like do something to this locker room a bit. Not in a way that not that smiling is bad, but you need someone who's like not going to smile, like who's going to come into the playoffs and be like, yo, I'm here to fuck shit up and I don't give a fuck who's on the other side. I think that this team could really benefit from someone like that. And so, yeah, obviously, yeah, they own they have their own. I don't know who owns their 2026. They have that Utah. No, is it, yeah, 2027, right? 27 draft. They have their own 2027 draft. I don't know if it's Utah or who else has it, but or is it Atlanta? Or if they do own their 27 or 28 pick, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm just gonna say I wouldn't be opposed to them spending it on thing on Dylan Brooks. On Dylan Brooks. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to the Cavs. I'm really enjoying watching them, and I'm very excited to see their development grow. I think that, yeah, as I said, the starting four, we already, I think you're not going to learn anything new from them. Even Mobley, you can still learn. I'm sure, obviously, he's the one who's like, if he hits and he continues to grow, but we already know that it's not something that's new. So I think that's what I meant. I was like, everything, like, we already know what to expect. But from those, the fringes, the margins, that's where I'm looking for the most growth. And so, yeah, really excited to see where that goes. And yeah, thank you so much. That is it